How's it going? It's been a while. I think it's been a while since I've done this kind of a video. I tried the whole vlogging thing. I almost nailed it. Almost. Not quite. So I decided I'm going to start working on that again and get back to that. But more so I wanted to sit down and talk to you first. Namely, there's going to be a couple little teeny tiny changes coming to this channel, currently titled CMR Studios. It's going to get a little bit of a name shift. I'm just changing around my branding a little bit. Probably by the time you see this video, it will already have switched. That's going to be in the next couple days. But the reason I want to give you a little heads up is I'm also going to start letting you in on a little bit of a top secret project I'm working on. Now, I'm not going to give the whole thing away yet. Just know that I needed to free up that name, among other things, for this. The other thing is I want to just take a minute to remind kind of partially you, but mostly me, about the power of story and the power of telling stories. Just recently, my grandfather, who we all affectionately refer to as Bear, just had his 80th birthday. 80. My brain can't even wrap around that. As part of that, my dad and I conspired a little bit, and we got lots of pictures from when Bear was a lot younger, and some from recent days, and we put them all together, made a 60-second little highlight reel of, "Hey Bear, boom." And we just did this nice little video, and it was cool. It had exactly the effect we wanted. For most of Bear's birthday, we got told a lot of stories. Bear didn't let us down. He told us stories of the olden days, of when, pictures were taken, and gave us a lot of backstory on him. And that got me thinking. He's great at telling those stories, and he loves telling them frequently, regularly. Do I do a good job at listening? Do I do a good job at paying attention? And do I do a good job telling stories along? One of the things that I realized is Bear is an excellent storyteller. And it got me thinking, a lot of older people are. People who've seen some things, done some things over the years. They just seem to naturally want to tell their story. They've got this great story built up over years and years and years, and they just love letting it out to anyone who'll listen. But I came to the realization we've skipped that. We're not waiting, like my generation, probably your generation if you're watching this, anybody who's out and about on YouTube today, we're telling the stories as they happen. Can you imagine how weird it would be if we could go back and give vlogging cameras to all of our grandparents? Can you imagine if we had that much data, that much detail on the historical happenings? Things where we could see, we have a couple little family films shot on good old, I think it was 8 or 16 millimeter film, real film, that we've digitized. But can you imagine if we had today's detailed audio, video, lighting, the ability to expose anytime, anywhere? Can you imagine what they could have done with that? If these storytellers had had all that equipment growing up. Now, granted, it might have made some people's stories a little less interesting because, well, you should have seen the one that got away. That's all I'll say on that one. Unless somebody invents a time machine, we're never going to get to see our grandparents when they were young. We're never going to get the chance to have, HD video back then. What about going forward, though? I mean, we are able to document and speak our mind and talk about what we're thinking, what we're feeling. We're able to do that now. It doesn't have to be anything big or fancy or what have you. As storytellers, are we doing our part to tell our stories on? Because we can capture in high definition every important detail every moment, are we actually capturing it? Are we storing it? Are we compiling it? Are we holding on to it? I mean, yeah, it's great that you've got all these Facebook memories. What happens if Facebook goes away? Yes, I said it. Facebook is not forever. Facebook is not the almighty, eternal Facebook. People said MySpace was never going away, and I guess it's still technically around. But for those of us who create, document, tell your story. I've got a story to share, you've got a story to share, but we got to get these stories down. So as I go forward, I'm going to keep trying, resetting as many times as I need to keep telling my story. Not so much for me, although it is great to get the squishy pink thing cleared out. But, you know, for when I have kids or grandkids, for generations down the road who want to learn, hey, let's find out about Mike. Maybe they'll even watch this video. Who knows? Maybe videos in 50 years, 60 years in the future will just be beamed directly into your brain. Either way, I think this is kind of a good way to go about, you know, just me yakking to a camera, and to all of you people by extension, is a really good way of just documenting not even what happens, which I'll do when I can, but what I'm thinking, what I'm going through, what, you know, how I am. This is kind of a stream of consciousness. It's kind of like a journal, kind of like a blog, but it's really just sharing my thoughts, my opinion, my brain. Not everybody's gonna like it. I mean, I'll probably have, 3 subscribers, who knows, how many people are gonna watch this. Could be none, could be everybody. I don't really care. I mean, I care about you. You're watching. I care about you. But I'm just going to keep brain dumping here. It's a bad habit, and I've become very inconsistent with it. I've got the skills and the tools. I might as well. I'm going to try and get back to doing these a little more often. I'm going to try and keep them nice, short, sweet, to the point. Might not be daily vlogging, might not be weekly, but you know what? I'm just going to put up some videos. Maybe I'll try for daily and not really care if I miss it. I was not expecting the card to fill up that fast. So yeah, if you pick up nothing else, 2 things. 1, look out for some branding name changes. You'll know it when you see it. And 2, tell your story. Make something awesome. Write it down. Put it out there. Somebody wants to hear it. Maybe not right now. Eventually, someone wants to hear it. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, that's a wrap.